Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. And for those of you who are new here, hi, I'm Amy. It is Monday, October 21st, and I'll be shipping out my sales from over the weekend. It was an okay weekend for online sales. I did have an open house in my shop that seemed to do quite well, so I'm excited about that. Also, today is the day that Poshmark announced that they are changing the fees back to 20%. I'm sure you guys have all heard about that by now, but just in case you have not, they did make that decision. They can't please everybody. I hope that it is for the best. That's all I can say about it. I'm personally happy about it, and I talked about that in last week's video if you haven't watched that video yet. Okay, so the first item that sold is this really pretty vintage bangle bracelet, and it has flowers and birds etched into it. This is called, and pardon me if I mispronounce it, but it's called damascene or damascene. And I love this type of jewelry, but it never sells for very good amounts for me. And honestly, I'm kind of kicking myself for accepting this offer, but I really hope that it's either going to one of you guys and you'll really enjoy it, or to someone else who will really enjoy it. It sold for $20. It's just base metal. It's not real silver or anything. I paid $5 for this. So that made my profit $11.53. All of these sales from this weekend are still on the old fee structure. I am going to try not to talk anymore about that going forward. It just is what it is, and I don't feel like I have any control over it. So I'm just going to roll with it and keep, listing and doing the things that I can control. So the next item that sold is this fun, semi-vintage, kind of lime green mock croc or alligator print belt. I picked this up just because of the color of it. It is genuine leather, and it says, I think it said made in Italy. I had not had any sales or very many sales, and so I accepted a couple of lower offers, including that bracelet that I just sold and this. This sold for $15. That's just fine, though, as I've said with my belts, I look at them like a bread and butter item, so I am happy to move them in and move them out because I have a ton of them. I paid about $3 for this. So that made my profit $8.68. This has also been listed for a little while, probably 6 months or so. So for those of you guys who don't normally watch, for my thinner belts and my jewelry, I usually use this small flat rate box, or I use the padded flat rate envelope for my jewelry too. The next item that sold is this really cute pair of Eileen Fisher little loafers. And these are made out of, I can't remember if they were wool, but a felt type material. And they were in excellent to like new condition. They ended up selling for $50, which I am happy about. They did take a little while to sell. I can't remember exactly how long, but 4 to 6 months. I think I had them priced at $69 originally, and this buyer offered me that $50, which I thought was just fine. I picked these up at the Goodwill, and I paid about $6 for them. So I don't think I already said it, but all of my profits, for those of you who don't normally watch, the profits that I'm talking about deduct my cost of goods, any website fees, and any shipping discounts. So my profit on this was $37.65. I'm happy with that. My shoe shelf is kind of thinning out, which I had some shoes that have been sitting around for a while. So I have been actively accepting offers and trying to kind of get that cleaned out so that I can add some new ones. I'll be honest with you, and I think I've said this before, I have not been listing hardly at all for the last over a month. I have listed some new items, but very, very few. I've been trying to kind of get my inventory number down. So the next item that sold is this pair of H&M jogger cargo pants. They had a little bit of like kind of embroidery on them. Now, I don't normally pick up H&M, but I felt like these were on trend with the color and the cargo kind of utility look to them. And I was also at a fill the bag type sale, and so I paid less than $1 for these. They sold for $19, so that made my profit $14.79. They also sold somewhat quickly, within maybe 2 months, which is quickly for me. I'm kind of more of a long tail seller, which most of you know. But the only time that I will pick up, you know, more kind of contemporary or fast fashion type brands is if they are very affordable and if the style is on trend with what's currently going on. At that particular sale, they had quite a few pieces that I felt like would be good for back to school. These were also, they were smaller sizes. I think this was like a size small. So I thought maybe, you know, someone might pick them up for their daughter that was going to junior high or high school. Okay, and I had one sale on Cherish, and it was this cool pair of candlestick holders. They have a very mid-century look to them, very heavy, and these were actually made from Crate & Barrel, but they are a designer. A lot of times Crate & Barrel will do collaborations with other brands or designers from like the mid-century era. So this is Robert Welch Arden was the designer. These took quite a while to sell. I think probably over a year, but they sold for $99 plus a $6 packaging fee. So a total of $105, which I think is great. For those of you who aren't familiar with Cherish, you can charge a packaging fee, which is in addition to the shipping fee, and the buyer pays both. I paid $5 for these, so that made my profit $78.22. If you're interested in more information about selling on Cherish, I have the seller's guide linked in the description box below. Also, my video on how I package breakables. A lot of people have found that really helpful to watch. So that is it for today, but don't go anywhere. This video will continue with what else I sell this week. I hope my sales kind of pick back up. It was kind of a lackluster weekend. If you're new and you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you would hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing and means so much to me. Also, if you think I earned it, give this video a thumbs up and make a comment down below. Both those things really help me out. I'll be right back. Hey again, it is Friday and my sales have been dreadfully slow. I didn't have any sales until yesterday, or Wednesday actually. I sold one thing on Wednesday and 2 things on Thursday, and only one of them is a very decent sale. So not to worry though. A lot of times when Poshmark is making changes on the back end, which they were changing back to the 20% fee structure during this week, a lot of times my sales will slow down. I'm not sure why that is, but it is, and I'm just going to try not to worry about it. Get back to listing some new things to get the momentum going in my closet. I'm sure things will turn around, but it's been kind of a roller coaster couple of weeks. Let's just hope things get back to normal. Okay, so the first thing that sold is this vintage turquoise ring, and I really liked the little leaf for feather design on this, really a dainty little piece. I picked this up in an estate sale, and I did pay up for a little bit. I paid $15. The reason that I did, actually I was going to try and show you, is because it is marked with an artist's name on it. and I was able to look that artist up and use the name and the Native American, you know, I said Native American in the title, and the tribe that this person was from, and it ended up selling for $100. Now, if you've been watching a long time, you'll see that turquoise rings don't always sell for that high of an amount, but because I was able to confirm that this was actually Native American made and it had an artist signature on it, that can increase the value. Some artists are more valuable than others, and so I looked up kind of prices for this artist, and I think I had it priced at $119 or $129, and the buyer offered me that $100. I thought that was fair. This was still during the old fee structure, so I had a little bit higher earnings. My profit was $75.19. I'm happy with that. And that wasn't listed a terribly long time, but I'm happy with that sale. Okay, the next item is just this fun costume jewelry cocktail ring. I liked this because it had all different colors of stones in it. It's just gold tone metal. It's not genuine gold or anything. It did have a little bit of wear on it. This was listed a really long time, and it ended up selling for $22. This was something that I grabbed when I was at an estate sale, thinking that it could be a designer piece or real gold, and it didn't turn out to be. But I thought that it was attractive enough that I listed it anyways. It ended up selling for $22. I paid about $3 for this, so that made my profit $14.60. I was watching McThrift's recent ship with me video, and she talked about her perspective of the fee change, and I find it really interesting to see different resellers' perspective on this, and I think it's great just to hear the different perspectives so that we can kind of formulate our own opinion. Did I say my profit was $14.60 on this? Okay, and then the next item that sold is this pair of Levi's, and they are the wedgie straight in a size 29. They did have some distressing on one knee. I initially picked these up thinking that I might like them, but I can't remember if I didn't like the fit or I wasn't fond of the distressing. I'm not much into distressing on things. I'm kind of a classic dresser, and I just can't get over that distressing for some reason, so I listed them. They ended up selling for $20. I think I paid about $6 for these. I don't remember for sure because I purchased them for myself. But typically my Goodwill prices things at, or jeans and pants at $4.99 and $5.99. So that made my profit $10. Still a nice little profit for something that I purchased for myself and it didn't work out. So that is it for today. If I have more sales, I will definitely come back and share them with you tomorrow. But this video is going to be really short otherwise. I was kind of considering adding on a thrift haul to the end. Don't go anywhere. This video will continue and I'll share what my total sales were for the week or what else I sell. I'm telling you, this is the worst week I have had all year long, but it will get back on track, get better. I know it will. I'll just have to put my head down and get focused again. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in a minute. Hey, again, it's Saturday, and I did have one more sale, but I cannot for the life of me find it. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm kind of distracted today, so maybe I'm just not thinking correctly, but it was a vintage costume jewelry ring and it sold for $28. It was given to me, so my cost of goods was $0. It did have discounted shipping, so that made my profit $20.38. Fingers crossed I can find that. From time to time, this does happen to me where, I don't know, I get mixed up and put things in the wrong place, but hopefully I can find it. Okay, so first I'm going to tell you what my total sales for the week were, and then I'm going to do an update on the estate sale haul where I spent $890 and tell you how much profit I have made on that, and you are not going to believe it. I did that to kind of lift my spirits because this week was terrible. But like I said yesterday, you know, there is ebbs and flows in this business, and I just have to remind myself of that and hope that next week is better and remember how wonderful of a summer that I had. So my total sales for the week were $379. Really disappointing. My total cost of goods was $44, and my total profit after any website fees, my cost of goods, and any shipping discounts was $270.84. I sold a total of 9 items, which made my average sales price $42.11. That's pretty great. My average cost of goods, $4.88, and my average profit, $30.09. Okay, now on to something exciting. For those of you who may be new here, months ago I went to an estate sale and I spent $890, and it has turned out to be probably one of my best hauls to date. And I was super worried, of course, because I shelled out that much money, but it was so worth it. So as of today, from that $890 investment, I have sold $6,827 worth of items. I cannot believe that. I've sold a total of approximately 90 items. Some of the items were in bundles, so I tried my best to get that accurate. That made my average sale price $75.86. That is amazing. I just cannot. So almost $6,000 in profit. Now these are the sales prices, not, I did not deduct website fees. So if you take about 20% off of that, what would that be? $1,300 off. So that would leave $5,500. So still over $4,500 in profit just from that one sale. If you haven't watched that video, I'll have it linked in the description box below. But I'm just so thrilled. A couple of you had requested that I do an update on that estate sale haul, and I guess I hadn't done one for quite a few months. So I am beyond excited to share that with you guys. I hope your guys' sales have been better than mine have. And as always, I appreciate you guys so much. I believe in all of us. We all have the ability to be successful in this business. We just have to stay consistent and keep a positive attitude. I've kind of found myself getting down a little bit the last couple of days because my sales were so slow. But, you know, feeling sorry for myself doesn't do any good. And getting back to work, listing new items, I know will make me feel better, and I'm sure it will make my sales better. As always, if you haven't already, I would love it if you would subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Also, check out some of my other videos. I have tons and tons of ship with me videos and some thrift with me videos. Okay, I'll see you guys all again next week.
Mary, come. Good girl.